Alrighty, so that's going to wrap up the week 3 reactions. So now we're not going to forget this time. We're going to go over our ballers of the week. We're going to start with offense. First, John, who do you have for your pick for offensive baller of the week?
I'm gonna cheat a little bit here, and I'm gonna take a special teams guy. I mean, he
That's
still
not cheating,
scores.
by the way.
Okay, I
Because
mean,
that
like,
was. Go ahead.
I guess I don't know, because I like technically he scores points, but he's special teams, not offense. I'm taking Justin Tucker.
Okay.
He hit a 66 yarder in a dome. That's so nuts to me. I know it bounced in, but like that's crazy. I don't know if that record's ever gonna get broken. Like that's I think the only way that someone could would maybe it has to be in Mile High,
With the
where we've
wind,
seen,
with the wind
yeah,
with them.
yeah, like we've seen Mile Highs where quite a few of those long field goals on the all time record list are set, and he did it in a dome with no wind. I mean, I got to go with Justin Tucker. On top of that, he had a good day. I think he had 4 total field goals, helped secure the win. And I think that when you kick a record-setting field goal by 2 yards to win the game, that's just crazy. So I'm going with Justin Tucker.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't think special teams is cheating. I was very surprised you picked him. Um, I wanted to throw a name for consideration. He's not my ball of the week, but Mike Williams was very much in consideration. I forgot to elaborate on him. We did the Chargers, but we're seeing he's staying healthy in the system, and he's obviously developed a connection with Herbert, and so those two seem to be the future there. And he's finally living up to his draft billing because that draft class was looking to be disappointing as the receivers. Yeah,
Right.
he was in the Corey Davis, John Ross. There's going to be someone I'm forgetting. Regardless, that draft class, a lot was expected because those three win the first round, and he's the only one. I think that's. I mean, yeah, I think he's the only one with the original team of those three, and he's been playing really well. Granted, most of his issues have been injury and such. So, like I said, good for him to stay healthy. But my pick is Mr. Matthew Stafford. I just felt like it was, like I said, um, big stat, 10 for 12 on third downs, but obviously played really well. Made just, like I said, on that breakdown, timely throws, different arm angles. I mean, even like just there's that one screen to Higbee where once again I just don't think Jared Goff could make it that easily. I know it was a screen, but it's kind of an odd snap. He had to reach up and then it was just a quick fire it around the defensive end. It was just amazing. So Matthew Stafford, my offensive baller of the week for week 3. For defense, Sean, who do you got?
Real quick on that draft class receivers, those are the only 3 in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Zay Jones was the next one taken in the
He was
second round.
disappointing. I thought he was gonna be a little better.
Yeah, but then a string of good ones. They had Curtis Samuel, who, I mean, he didn't stay on the Panthers, but still better than the first 4.
Yeah,
Well, debatably, I guess, against Mike Williams and Corey Davis,
yeah.
but he's looked good. Then you got Juju Smith-Schuster, solid, and then Cooper Cup is the
Oh yeah,
next one
Cooper.
up.
I remember Cooper Cup.
After that, it starts to deteriorate a little bit until Chris Godwin later in the third round. Kenny Galladay also in the third round.
Okay.
So there were some good ones later. It seemed like if you had a third round receiver in that draft, that was where you really won.
Yeah, it seemed like the earlier you picked a receiver, they're not. You didn't get as much as you paid for, basically, in
Right.
terms of investment. But defensive baller of the week for you, John.
My defensive baller is Mr. Miles Garrett. One of us had to pick him. 4.5 sacks, just a monster performance, but he was all over the field. He had 7 total tackles, 4 tackles for loss, hit the QB 6 times, being Justin Fields, who is mobile. So, I mean, he was just everywhere, and he did it with, I think he only played 37 defensive snaps, which is his lowest total on the year, and he just dominated. So, great performance for Miles Garrett. Anytime somebody's getting 4.5, if you get over 3 sacks, like you got to be in consideration.
Yeah. So for me, putting in Trevon Diggs, maybe a little bit of like last year he quote unquote struggled. I felt he had a solid year. Second straight, I think he had a pick last week too. So second straight week with a pick, and this was a pick
Third
6.
straight.
Third
Had
straight.
one in
I'm
the
sorry.
opening week too.
So yeah, that and really it was just like that was the curtains. Like that pick 6 to start off the second half. Like that was it. Like that ended that. I know the game wasn't technically over, but that was kind of the exclamation point. Like okay, like this game's done.
And that was right after halftime.
Yeah,
too.
it's like basically right out of the half, like any momentum that the Eagles were trying to create, like immediately squashed. So big play by him, and once again, like second round pick. Was it last year? And I think I forgot to mention with you too. Maybe that's what I was going about to say. Like we forget some of these rookies last year. They didn't have a training camp, and this year was their first training camp, first OTAs, first actual more hands-on experience. So yeah, and then like I mentioned too, this scheme fits Trevon Diggs a little bit better, a more better fit for the Seattle press bail. He is great at pressing receivers and has great ball skills. So yeah, good to see him thrive in his role so thus far. So he is my defensive baller of the week for week 3. It was really tough, really tough to pick anyone to even compare to Myles Garrett. So like it was really just kind of slim pickings from there. But yeah, that's what I went with. So that is that. Those are our ballers of the week. And now